First, it wasn't coming at all. Now it's only going to be temporary or, quote, transitory. So which is it? What do we believe? If they had it wrong before, how do we know they're right now? Welcome back to the Junius Maltby channel. The only thing that's transitory is the truth. It's not even transitory. It's not temporary. It's non-existent. They're lying because they can't have us know the reality of the situation on the ground. Everything, iron, steel, corn, copper, wheat, soybeans, oil, everything and anything. It's in every headline, in every financial outlet, that they're closely watching it. There's certain expectations. There's fear in the investing world. There's inflation watch, inflation gauges. Expectations are on the rise for more and increased inflation. And it's literally everything that fiat can acquire, every good and service. If it requires fiat to buy it, the price is most likely rising because the fiat itself has been printed, the money supply expanded, therefore the value, the purchasing power of that currency has been debased. This is an irrefutable fact of economics, and we're seeing the consequences of it right now. A big challenge for the markets and the Fed. Inflation's not a big challenge for the Fed. They're experts at it. It's a challenge to you. It's a challenge to those who are forced to live on very small or meager fixed incomes. The president's lying about it, just like he lies about everything. Lumber prices, you've seen the headlines, you've seen just the news clips here just from today. These are just articles and clippings of today's news. Housing prices skyrocketing. Again, everything. The president's lying. And they're acting like it's a problem for them, like it's something they need to address. Others are advising to buy gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, anything. We're seeing those advice given everywhere from different outlets now. You know my stance, my opinion. We've been talking about this not for weeks, not even for months, for years, really. We've been preparing for it. And I don't even truly believe that the inflation we're going to start seeing now is only related to the recent increase of the money supply. Because again, remember, they've been doing these things and releasing more and more fiat, expanding the balance sheet, increasing the money supply, encouraging speculation through 0% interest rates. All of this for the last decade. They've been blowing this bubble for a long time. And when it pops, it's going to be a big one. But this time it's going to coincide with a loss of faith in the native currencies of every fiat in every nation. Starting most likely here with the US dollar and a few others. But it's looking pretty bad. And I'm not here to stir the pot or to cause fear. That's not my mission. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to encourage you. Most of you have no reason to be afraid. You've been positioning out of the dollar and preparing for this for longer than I've been alive. I know for a fact that some of you are in significantly well-prepared precious metals positions. I don't worry about you at the least. Now, some of your family, some of your friends that you guys have shared with me and told me stories about, they're probably going to come knocking. They might need a handout or two. They might be hurting. But most of you who are part of the Junius Maltby channel and have been subscribed since the beginning, since 2013, and have been stacking before that, you just happened to find me then because you and I had this in common. Well, you're fine. There's a lot of people that are going to start seeing significant changes in their standard of living as a direct result of the consequences of the increasing money supply and the devaluation and debasement of the U.S. Federal Reserve note. It's going to be grotesque for some of them because there's not a whole lot of room they have to wiggle. You know, no one wants to have to make those hard choices of Are we going to skip meals? Are we going to eat less? Are we going to turn the temperature down on the thermostat? Do we not drive as much? Are we going to have to walk to get our groceries regardless of the weather because we can't afford fuel this month? I mean, you have to start looking at the serious choices, the cutbacks that much of society is forced to make when these things begin. History doesn't lie because the people that tell it do. You can look back and see the many recorded events of not hyperinflation, just inflation that led to possibly hyperinflation later on, but just the drastic changes in standard of living due to debasement and devaluations of the purchasing power of people's currencies. You can go through the record books, you can go through this channel, you can look at the collapse of the Argentinian economy in the 80s, you can look at what we've been talking about recently in Venezuela or Zimbabwe. There's a lot of Soviet bloc countries that had major problems over the years with their currencies. You can look at each and every one of them. As of Poland or Hungary, Bulgaria. The stories are there. The suffering is real. And the history books are full of it. Sometimes I feel like we kind of beat the Germany situation with Weimar Germany into the ground, but it is a stark reminder. It is a very, very good example of these things. And we can go back further and look at France, 1716, 1720, John Law, because there's a tremendous amount to discuss and look at there, and many similarities to what we are seeing unfold today in the United States. So I'm just here to remind you that you are doing well. There's nothing, as a matter of fact, there's nothing to be afraid of. If you're on this channel, you're doing well. You're already winning. It's the trolls, those who stop by that mock us and laugh at us. Well, they won't be laughing in a few years. They won't be at all. They might even be crying out for help. They might have the pains of hunger, and they will have to face the horror of the reality of the wrong choices that they made in these years, the ones we're living in now. Thanks for tuning in to the Junius Maltby channel. I thank you all for participating in this channel all of the time, each and every one of you who's a member, who's active in the chat, in the comments, and all of you who are on the patron side, my Patreons who motivate and support this channel in other ways and take part in the dialogues over there. So thanks again for being part of this channel. Please hit the like, the share, and the subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And if you are one of those who stop by just to mock or make fun of us, you're always welcome in this tent. You're always welcome to participate, to ask the polite questions. And we encourage you to not just listen to this channel and those here, but go explore other outlets, other material, other content, those who talk about sound money, and see for yourself. And do what you can. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.